I'm here today to humiliate anyone. I came to understand what kind of culture I've inherited and how we can make it better. His eyes moved to Elena, who still sat quietly near the back. Elena, he said, his tone softening just enough to make it clear he wasn't attacking her. You're an experienced manager, and I'm sure you've worked hard to get where you are. But today was a wake-up call for you and for all of us. Elena looked up, meeting his gaze for the first time. I understand, she said, her voice shaky but sincere. I was wrong, and I'll do whatever it takes to make this right. Snoop nodded. I believe in second chances, he said simply. But accountability comes first. I'll be meeting with you one-on-one to discuss next steps. For now, let's focus on moving forward. He straightened, turning his attention back to the rest of the team. We're not just selling cars here. We're building trust, creating relationships, and representing a standard of excellence. If you're on board with that, I'm here to support you every step of the way. There was a murmur of agreement, this time louder and more genuine. The staff seemed to relax, the initial tension giving way to a sense of renewed purpose. Even Vincent, who had been standing quietly by the door, nodded in approval. Snoop smiled faintly, the kind of smile that hinted at both relief and determination. All right then, let's get back to work. And remember, how we treat people matters more than anything we sell. As the employees began to file out of the room, Snoop caught Elena lingering by the door. She approached him hesitantly, her hands twisting nervously. Mr. Dog, she began, her voice low. I want to thank you for giving me a chance to do better. I won't let you down. Snoop looked at her for a moment before responding, his voice steady. I hope you mean that, Elena. Actions speak louder than words, but I believe people can change if they're willing to try. She nodded, her eyes earnest. Snoop watched her leave before turning to Vincent. Let's set up a meeting with the staff next week, he said. I want to make sure everyone knows what's expected moving forward. Vincent grinned, his respect for Snoop evident. You've got it, boss. As Snoop stepped back into the showroom, he glanced around at the cars, the gleaming surfaces reflecting the afternoon light. He thought about how much work lay ahead, but for the first time that day, he felt optimistic. This wasn't just about running a dealership. It was about creating something bigger, a place where people were judged by their character, not their appearance. And Snoop was ready to lead the way. Later that week, Snoop noticed Elena engaging warmly with a new customer, a young artist in casual attire, much like he had been. She listened intently, her demeanor now one of genuine interest and respect, signaling the beginning of the cultural shift he envisioned. This small victory made him feel that the journey towards a more inclusive and respectful luxury motors was indeed possible. Disclaimer: all stories shared on this channel are entirely fictional and created for entertainment purposes. We advocate for a world where everyone has equal rights under the law and where society continues to grow in fairness, development, and civilization. Our goal is to share heartwarming stories that contribute to making life better. Any resemblance to real events, individuals, or organizations is purely coincidental and unintentional. These stories are not meant to reference any actual people, events, or entities, and contain no political or religious connotations.